All right, I need a file stamp for an MTR, please. So the last time we were here, on September 29th, he pled not true to violations 1 and 1. So is that still the case?
No, Your Honor. My client wishes to change his plea to true to both the allegations.
Right. So we're going to go on the record. The court is calling 2019 CR 8096 State versus Austin Zachary Mark Gibson. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Lauren Espinoza.
Andrew Fraley to the defendant.
And are you Austin Zachary Mark Gibson?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you the same Austin Zachary Mark Gibson who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2019 CR 8096 for the offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon on February 21st, 2020 for a period of 7 years? Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
Your Honor, violated condition number 1, on or about the 31st day of August 2025 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Austin Zachary Mark Gibson, committed the offense of criminal trespass in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that?
True.
Violated condition number 1, on or about the 31st day of August 2025 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Austin Zachary Mark Gibson, committed the offense of criminal mischief greater than or equal to 750 less than 2,500 in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that?
True, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violations 1 and 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 20 years in the prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of conditions 1 and 1?
Yes.
Court will find violations of conditions 1 and 1 true. State, what are you recommending?
Your Honor, at this time, state is recommending that you grant state's motion to revoke, enter an adjudication of guilt, and sentence to 7 years in the prison.
And defense, what are you requesting?
Judge, we're requesting to continue. My client would like to address the court.
All right, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Austin Zachary Mark Gibson.
All right, so what do you wish to say to the court?
I just want to tell you that I do accept a full range of, full responsibility for it all, and I do apologize to you in the court, and the persons of that business. I did react like this due to, lack of consistency on my medications. I do ask that I can get the help, to get this correct. I have a meeting scheduled with Miss Amanda at CHS.
I apologize. I'm going to ask a couple of questions and go back before we talk about Amanda from Center for Healthcare Services. Talk about what happened. You said you were inconsistent on your medications.
Yes.
You want to be more specific?
A lot of the inconsistencies would be, getting up very early for work, like 3 a.m. I wouldn't, out, just pack my lunch and out the door. Being there's time that my phone isn't charged or plugged in, or even the noise, because my little girl would like to grab my phone.
And so you basically stopped taking medication.
Yes.
And ever since you got clean and sober, when did you get sober?
I've been sober for a good while.
Ever since you got out of Lifetime, pretty much?
Yes.
With one minor exception, but you've tested negative on your UAs since October of 2024. So basically for the last year, you've been all negative on all your UAs.
Yes.
And you successfully completed Lifetime Recovery inpatient.
Yes, sir.
Successfully completed SATF before that.
Yes.
You had done the outpatient program before.
Yes.
Completed your UAs in the last year successfully. Done private outpatient with Lifetime, is that correct?
Yes.
And you're behind on your fees though, is that correct?
Yes. But I do have employment.
Yeah, but go ahead.
I do have employment that I can catch that up. I did have a vehicle that had a lot of issues, and it took a lot of my money, and that's why I couldn't stay consistent on the payments. But this job that I do know is a second chance employer. They have accepted me for employment. So
And so since you got off your medication, that's the real problem you're having.
Yes.
And what happened with this specific incident?
It was just time of day. It was hot. I just got frustrated. I outlashed towards just an inanimate object rather than a person. And, broke the fence, and I was looking for water for my radiator because I thought it was the radiator that had failed, but it was the water pump. So I tried to put water into the reservoir so that it could feed back into the radiator, but I didn't find nothing but like maybe a quarter of a cup.
So, but what happened was you were trying to fix that.
Yeah, I wanted to fix that, and I couldn't find a water faucet that worked. So I said, oh, you know what? I already broke the fence. Let me go to the roof. Let me see if I can find a run valve for the HVAC system. Well, I found one. I tried to turn it, and it didn't work. So when I stood up, I slipped and I kicked the piping right there.
And what does that have to do with you being off medication? Talk to the judge about that.
That's just me. My mood swings have been. It's been a lot of up and down, and I never really understood how to talk to anybody about that. I would like to try to talk to my team there at the Center for Healthcare Service, but when I do call, a lot of the time, a lot of the numbers, either when I call, they answer and hang up, or it sounds like a fax machine, like a beep boop beep boop boop.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
You've been before me previously for a violation of condition number 1.
Yes.
And whenever there's a violation of condition number 1, that's a new charge. So what was your previous violation of condition number 1 for?
I can't recall.
All right. Could somebody look that up and tell me what that previous number 1 was? Because once you had a violation of condition number 1 for that time, the court denied the motion, and that's when you got sent to lifetime recovery. And the motion was withdrawn. So there was a previous number 1. Yes, what was the previous number?
In 2023, the new offensive assault was withdrawn on 2023, and conditions were amended to include drug court, lifetime recovery.
All right. So that was an assault. And who was the complainant in that assault?
It was my wife,
The name?
Claudia.
Yes. And now I have a letter, defense exhibit number 1, with her saying, there were some issues between you as far as you're not doing your medications.
Yes.
All right, continue. I'm just trying to get the sequence of events in my head.
Yes,
all right.
And it's just been there's not much else I could say about it. It's just, I've had a lot of, problems within myself trying to find either courage or, cry out. I'm not sure, but I didn't know that I could even come to you. A lot of people told me in the jail that I could ask you.
No,
for the
because
help
let me
too,
just tell you, let me stop you right there. You're saying that you can't come to me.
No.
I don't believe that. And let me tell you why I don't believe that. And your counsel will tell you this. Everyone in this court who is placed on probation, I let them know. If they have an issue, let their officer know. If they feel as their officer is not addressing it, then you can come back to me. And every time that somebody's had a motion to revoke, if I've continued them, I tell them that. So don't start with, I didn't know I could come, because that's not true.
Yes. Yes. And my plan is to get with Miss Andrea at Center for Healthcare Service, and explain to her my, issues that I've had personally, and see who she could get in touch with, like with the care team over there that I can follow through with.
Austin, if I could interrupt you, you met with somebody 2 weeks ago from Center for Healthcare Services since you've been in custody. Is that correct?
Yes.
But when you met with her, she talked to you about if you're released, if the judge is kind enough to continue you can go to Center for Healthcare Services.
Yes.
And they will plan a treatment and care team around you.
Yes.
That's what you told me.
Yes, they will.
So it's not so much of, you're gonna talk to her when you get out, but you've actually met with her and.
Yes, and she's told me and 4 other gentlemen that they would do that.
And so what you're asking the court to do.
And I'm asking the court if you could kindly reinstate, if not, I accept the full range of the punishment of my problems here.
All right, state any questions?
Briefly, Your Honor. Mr. Gibson,
Yes,
at any point during this inconsistency you refer to, did you inform your probation officer?
do say again?
At any point during this time of inconsistency, did you inform your probation officer of that inconsistency?
It's been she's a very hard woman to get a hold of to start with. So, I mean, I would like to talk to her. Like I would want to tell her things like that, but she would always say like, no, that's not for me to deal with.
But my question is, did you make attempts?
Yes,
Okay. And then prior to August 31st, 2025, did you have contact with Center for Health Care Services regarding this inconsistency? Or did you make attempts to?
yes,
Yes. You mentioned that you were attempting to get water, correct?
yes.
On or about August 31st, 2025, was the Wallace Bank open?
No.
Were there
I
other
don't think-
businesses around?
There was a Jason's deli, I believe, but I had asked somebody like from the parking lot, like, hey, can you help me with some water? They looked at me like I was crazy, so I was like, I'm not even gonna attempt to.
Would you agree with me when you jumped the fence for the Wallace Bank, you had 2 jugs of water with you?
No, I had an empty bottle.
So at no point you didn't pour water on yourself throughout the
I
time?
poured water on myself, yes, but it was that was very hot water.
So you would agree you came? to
Yeah,
the Wallace Bank with
yes,
water?
with water, yes. But I needed more water.
Mr. Gibson, would you agree with me the best way for someone to learn a lesson about consequences for them to take full responsibility for their actions?
Yes.
No further questions.
Nothing further.
All right. So, probation, on this case, can you tell me, was there any restitution that was due Vincent Arias and Victor Toro? All right. So, Mr. Gibson, what I can tell you is I read the letter from Miss Rushing. There is nothing else I can do to help you. And let me explain to you why. This is not your first motion to revoke. And each motion to revoke that you've had with me has been your having a new case. So the first time, you're of course on deferred adjudication for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And the first time was an assaultive case against, you say, your current wife. And that motion was withdrawn. I'm assuming it was withdrawn because maybe she didn't want to come forward, or maybe there wasn't enough evidence. I'm not saying either way. I'm just saying that with regards to that issue was addressed by withdrawing the motion. And when that motion was withdrawn, the first thing was a referral to felony drug court. And if you were not accepted there, a referral to lifetime recovery. And before that, you were sent to SATF. So there is, and then, well, actually, you've had more than one motion to revoke. So you had a motion to revoke in 2020. That was a violation of condition number 1. The court found that true after your plea of true. You were denied an alternate amended with a TAP evaluation follow recommendation. Then on November 2020, you're like, hey, I'm ready for treatment. Let me do it. And I said, okay. And that's when you were with your new wife, and there was supposed to be no harmful or injurious contact with her. And then after that happened, then there was a motion to revoke that was withdrawn, and they alternately amended conditions to include no contact with Claudia Rushing. And here we are with another number 1. And based upon the state's cross-examination and your answers, this wasn't about your seeking water. You had 2 jugs of water, and you actually poured water on yourself instead of pouring it in your vehicle. So as previously stated, the court is finding 1 and 1 true. The court is going to find you guilty. The court will revoke you. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. There's to be no residing in any household with minors.
Why is that?
There is to be no unsupervised contact with minors. And the court is going to have the previous conditions that were previously given. There's to be no contact with Claudia Rushing. Vincent Arias. And Victor Tovar. I think it's Tovar, Tovar.
You're wrong.
And the court is going to sentence you to 10 years in the prison. The court will give you credit for any time served, credit for any time served for successful completion. Thank you. All right, if you'll let the clerks know. Successful completion of inpatient treatment. Court will recommend therapeutic community. Therapeutic community doesn't increase the time that you're in custody. It's just to provide you with help with your sobriety. Going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? All right, you do have a limited right to appeal. That right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you are in deferred adjudication.
Quick question.
Sure.
That my wife is all I have out there, and I understand that, what I did was wrong, but she's the only person I have.
So here's the thing. I understand what you're telling me, but what I'm telling you is based upon the allegations of your previous assault against her. You all agreed that the motion would be withdrawn, and this is from 2023, I believe. You agreed that it would be withdrawn and that there be no contact with her. So the court is following the previous condition.
Please let me at least talk with her, because that's my daughter, that's my family. That's all I have.
No, in the letter that I received, she states in that letter that those are her biological children, not your biological children, that you have a biological child with someone else.
Oh, it's with her.
No, that's not what's in the letter.
With Claudia Rushing? Yes, I have a little girl, Athena Gibson.
That's
with
not
her.
what she put in the letter.
Yes, I have a biological daughter with her, Your Honor.
Well, what I'm telling you is when you're released, you're not allowed to have any contact with her. When you're at the prison, you're not allowed to have any contact with her. You're not allowed to have any unsupervised contact with minors, and you're not allowed to reside in any home where there are minors. And that's based upon the letter that was presented to me. That's based upon your current actions.
And
Judge, could we modify that to allow him to have contact with his biological daughter?
No unsupervised contact with minors. All right, thank you.
And that's how one decision, one moment in court can change everything. Inside these walls, words turn into judgments, and every second can alter a life forever. The system may move slow, tangled in rules and procedures, but when the truth finally surfaces, justice finds its way. Every glance, every statement, every hesitation in that courtroom carried weight, because justice doesn't just happen. It's earned through evidence, courage, and consequence. And today, it finally caught up with the defendant, reminding us all that in the eyes of the law, truth might bend for a while, but it never breaks.
Mr. Mamori,
Yes, Your Honor.
are you all ready to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Just want to let you know, he will plead true, but with an explanation. That's.
All right, we're back on the record in 2022 CR 5993 and 2018 CR 5502 State versus Jalen Collins. And State, I believe you were reading the violations in cause number 2022 18 CR 5502. If you could read the violation, please.
In Bear County, Texas, the defendant Jalen Michael Fong did then and there failed to attend and provide verification of social support / alcoholics anonymous / narcotics anonymous meetings for the month of January 2025 as directed in violation of condition number 18.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True. State waives the remaining violation allegation
No objections.
and shall I
Just one
proceed?
second. Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 18? Just one second. All right, let's go off the record. Was he previously revoked? Because I show that he's on deferred.
My understanding, they were both adjudicated, Judge.
All right. All right, thank you. Now I see on,
Judge Angelini adjudicated him from deferred on both cases.
all right, and did he make his underlying 8 years in each case? Oh, yes, he did. All right, we're back on the record. So did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 18, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you to 8 years in the prison?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 18?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 18 true. Let's move on to cause number 2022 CR 5998. State, what allegation are you proceeding on?
In Bear County, Texas, the defendant Jalen Michael Collins did then and there failed to attend and provide verification of sober support / alcoholics anonymous / narcotics anonymous meetings for the month of January 2025 as directed in violation of condition number 15.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
Judge, on that case, it was 5993, not
Oh,
8.
I'm so sorry.
Just want to make
Thank
sure
you.
that it's clear.
So it's 2022 CR 5993. All right, to the violation of condition number 15, how do you plead? True or not true? State.
Waives the remaining violation allegations, Judge.
No objections.
All right, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 15, court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 8 years in the prison? Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 15?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 15 true. Is there proposed agreement?
There is not an agreement.
State, what are you requesting?
Amend conditions for SATIF followed by aftercare, more recommendation therapy, and weekly reporting for 90 days, twice weekly DUAs for 90 days after completion of aftercare, enrollment in Project Quest, and residence in a sober living facility for a minimum of 1 year.
All right, and defense, what are you asking for?
Judge, Mr. Collins would like to address the court on a couple of issues, Judge.
Sure, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
My name is Mikael Collins. And
Well,
Mikael Collins.
all right. So why are you not doing your sober support meetings?
I was doing my sober support meetings, ma'am.
Did you provide proof?
I did not provide proof, ma'am. I had gotten robbed from my paperwork. I got robbed from my paperwork and my phone. That is also why I wasn't able to get the hotline. I was homeless at the time of these all this was happening when I first got out. And
Well, no, I mean, you've been on probation and I gave you deferred. And then there's a motion to revoke your probation. So this is is this a second motion to revoke or third motion to revoke?
Second, Judge.
All right, this is your second motion to revoke. And all of it is about you doing drug testing. It doesn't appear to the court that you are appropriate for probation.
I was still submitting drug tests for my probation officer after that, and I was passing my drug test.
Is this true?
Judge, I don't have any indication. The last drug test we have is March, well, that was a no-show. Last negative was January.
Yes.
In January, I was reporting, and I was still taking my drug test. The hotline, my phone and my paperwork had gotten stolen multiple times.
Mhm.
And that is why I didn't report to the hotline. I talked to my probation officer about this. We communicated about this, and also me trying to get myself back on my feet at the time, and having to report to the hotline and take a drug test, a drug test every week, plus a random drug test. A job is really difficult that's gonna carry those stipulations for a random drug test is very hard to keep. I would also like to say, man, that I'm hoping community, because I have a 5-month-old son and a 5-year-old daughter that
I don't know why people don't think about these things when they're picking up cases, that they have children to support. Because you say your child is 5 and what else?
5-year-old daughter and a 5-month-old son.
All right, so 5 years old. And that means that you were placed on probation in 2023, correct?
Yes,
So if you do the math and you have a 5-year-old, that means that 5-year-old was in the world when you committed these offenses.
yes.
Okay. So why were you not thinking about your 5-year-old at that time when you were committing these offenses?
I was
That's what people do. People tend to come in and want to use their children as sympathy points when they were in the real world. I'm sure their children did not see them for birthdays. They were not taking their children to the parks, taking them to school and reading books. They were committing offenses. And now when it's probation time, that's when people want to bring their children out. It's similar to when people have done nothing to support their child through their school years, but the next time when their child walks across stage, they want to tell everybody and their mother, that's my baby. Or when you see all these celebrities who they say their father was never in their life, or either you see these people who are now basketball stars making millions of dollars. Here comes the no account father, no account mother who wants to say, that's my baby. I've always been there for them. And the child wouldn't even be able to pick them out of a lineup. And so now you're coming to me for sympathy because you have a 5-year-old and a 3-month-old. And I don't even 3-month-old. That means that in your situation where you're struggling, you decided to bring another child in this world that you cannot financially support, and you don't have your life together. You did that. And are these children have the same mother?
Yeah.
All right. So she knew what she was doing. I don't understand it, but that's where we are. I don't think you're appropriate for probation. I'm not going to continue on probation. So does anybody want to speak to sentence? I'm going to revoke him in each cause number.
Judge would ask the court to minimize the prison time.
All right. This is what the court will do. In each cause number, the court is going to revoke. State, what are you asking for time?
8 years, Judge.
You go from 8 years to wanting him to be continued on probation? I mean, well, these are questions I'm asked. I'm just wondering what the thought process is, because y'all say you want him to be continued on probation. I'm saying it's not appropriate. And now we're at 8 years. All right, why are we at 8 years?
That is his underlying sentence, and since Mr. Collins does not seem to be motivated to solve whatever problems that he has, the underlying sentence is appropriate given the circumstances.
All right, in each cause number, the court is going to sentence you to 4 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. The court will recommend the therapeutic community. And let me see if there's any restitution. All right. And both cause numbers will run concurrently. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in each cause number?
Yes,
All right. You do have a limited right to appeal. That right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you were on community supervision. Because these are felony convictions, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. We can go off the record. Here's the thing with regards to the therapeutic community, you're gonna have to request it. I have no jurisdiction over them to force you into the program. But you do have a drug problem. It's clear to the court that you have a drug problem. I've tried to help you solve that. You didn't take advantage of it. Once you're released from prison, if you cannot find a place to help you maintain your sobriety, come back here. If I'm still here, I'll pick up the phone, call the place that can help you. You understand?
definitely.
All right, good luck to you.
Um,
Yes.
What's it called? I was gonna ask, ma'am, did you say I give you my back time too?
Yes, you'll get credit for any time that you serve. You're welcome.
Maybe excuse Judge.
Yes,
Thank you, Judge.
yes. Okay.
Because the interpreter's here.
Okay, sure. Mhm. Okay. All right, Jason and Megan, this is the question.
Second chances don't last forever. And today, Jalen Collins learned that the hard way after multiple breaks, multiple warnings, and endless promises. The court had seen enough. Justice is patient, but not blind. You can plead for sympathy, but your past always walks in with you. When the excuses ran out, the truth stood alone, and the judge made her call. 4 years behind bars and a lifetime lesson about choices, responsibility, and redemption. Because in the courtroom, words can delay justice, but they can never erase it. This is the Justice Riz, where every verdict tells a story,